Yo, I didn't. Hold on. 1 second. Check this. Line coming, y'all. Give me a second. Give me a sec. Yo, what up? What up? What up? What up? What up, fam? What up, fam? What up, fam? No, I didn't really hit up anybody and told them I was going live or nothing like that. I ain't do none of that. Oh, for real? So, we're gonna get into it. If y'all hear the TV there, my son watching the whole program. So, y'all is bugging. First of all, I don't know if y'all been following me from like back then when I was putting on Instagram and all of that stuff, and I was talking about the music. Specifically, I was talking about the reggae music. I was talking about it. I was talking about how I see certain artists and stuff. I was going into all of that. Listen to me. I was going through all of that. Listen, like I said before, when I speak, yo, when I speak, I'm not up on here like that. Get them listening or believing or agreeing in what I'm saying because I'm gonna go ahead and have them do on the super chat and they gonna pay me and I don't do that. What I do is like I've always said before, I'll watch and observe, right? And what I learn, I will apply to myself before I even jump out there and say anything. Facts. I said how artists flop. I said they were never about the culture or the movement in the first place. I said it. I said it. I said it. I said it. And a lot of people was trying to like find excuses for them, justify what they were doing and certain behaviors and certain things they're taking on to themselves. Mm, mm, mm. I said it. I said it. I said it. I said it was going to be, and I'm gonna say it, it was going to be some petties coming in the Rasta community or coming into the music scene claiming that they are gay. I'm going right into it. I'm not playing that shit. Claiming that they're gay, right? Only to be messing with children. You want to act like it don't happen? You go ahead and be stupid. I'm not stupid. I'll say what y'all don't say. You tell me what you want. We'll talk about it all day. I said it. I said it. I said it. And I'm not speaking, and I will continue to say this. I am not talking about two people who choose to be together because of love. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about agendas. I will repeat myself because sometimes y'all purposely act like you're dumb and you're damn deaf. So I will repeat it for you. I am not talking about a regular gay person. They with their partners and they love. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about agendas. And I am talking about how you trying to sneak into an area and give yourself a title and a name or letters just so you could be sitting there infiltrating every single damn child out here. You know there's a book called The Gay BCs? Who child supposed to learn that? Again, would you like me to repeat myself? Because I don't mind repeating myself at all. I said, I am not talking about two people who choose to be together over love. I am talking about agendas and purposeful disrespect. And you breeding on, you preying, excuse my language, preying on children. This is a constant thing. Y'all got me cool right now on this subject because I'm trying to be respectful right now. I'm attempting to be, but I am pissed off. Again, I am not talking about two people who love each other. You want to, you're gay? Go ahead. If that makes you, go ahead. If you're not, go ahead. That's on you. What I'm talking about, you purposely looking for an agenda to prey on these children because you're petty. You are a petty. And the more you continue to think that we don't realize exactly what you're trying to do with these children, the more we expose you. You see, let me make you understand something. It is not just one of us out here. All of us are fighting back. All of us. What do you mean by fighting back? You could fight back verbally. I ain't even get to the thick of it yet. But this is what I've been saying. I've been saying reggae music been done tarnished, yo. Because a lot of people never really had the heart in it in the first place. What you see, let me show you something. Just because this digital era is here and we got phones and Instagram and all this type of stuff, that doesn't mean that it wasn't going on back in the day. That shit been going on. It's been going on. The issue is now that you're seeing it, you're pretending as if it's something new. That's your ignorance. It ain't ignorant to me because I already told you I got daughters. I ain't playing that shit. I'm not playing that. You could sit around and think somebody joking with that and they not. See what happens. You don't go around playing and preying on people's children like that. It's not a joke out here. I don't know what y'all got in y'all heads right now, but you bugging. Man, y'all, don't get me started. Grown men preying on little boys. Grown women preying on little girls. Grown women preying on little boys. Like, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. What kind of nasty mind you got that you feel like you could come up and do? I've been said this. So now, fast forward a few years later, just a few. Now they saying it. Now some of these artists are realizing it, and I'm not faulting them because a distraction is a distraction, and we're all privy to being distracted with something. All of us, every last one, all of us. We get distracted. See what's going on with him, Dreamy. See what's going on with him. We all get distracted. So don't fault yourself because now you're only coming into it. Or you always were against it, but you got distracted for that period of time because someone purposely made you distracted so you wouldn't give your attention and focus to what you needed to, which was the right thing in protecting these damn children. Y'all are bugging out here, and I'm ready to spaz out right now. But I'm being nice. I'm being nice. I said, the music has changed, and the way y'all talk about sex and relations is very harsh and aggressive. It is very harsh and aggressive the way you talk about that shit. It's like you hate the person that you're with, and it's like you're killing them with sex. It's like an attack, and you do it with such hatred because the denials you have inside your mind are very negative. The energy you put inside to the act of making love or whatever y'all want to call it now, it ain't even that. And nowadays, from what I'm understanding, y'all will do anything. Do anything. Meaning, like, you'll do her, you'll do anything. You know why? Because it's not even. Oh man, yeah, man. I'm being nice. I'm being nice. What is what? Where we at? All right, I got some. I got some time. I got some time. Oh. Good. I got some time before I go in on y'all. But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I've been saying that. I said, yo, the so-called rosters in music, they've been slacking. They have been slacking. They're not really keeping up the road. I don't think they ever really did. It was all about money, yo. And then they allowed any and anybody to do the music. The music that we created, they allowed any and anybody to do it. And then you want to justify that. Because there's always a justification. Anytime a brother come around me, he's no longer a brother if you're justifying. You know, you come around a dude and you be like, oh, he's sitting there messing with little girls. And his reply would be, instead, it should be, yo, that's messed up or wrong, or we gotta. His reply would be, you know, these little girls fast too. You see, when anybody you hear say something like that or along the lines of that and making it seem like it was alright, get away from them. You'll get away from before I mop the floor with you. You bugging, cause now I know your thought. Y'all bugging out here, yo. I told y'all that was the agenda. Music, y'all music done. You see hip hop done, and I'm sorry, elders. I'm not here to disrespect you. I'm not. But what you have to realize is that it's done. It's done. These youth are the ones. It's in their hands now. And if we only got like two or three who are attempting to keep the balance of what this music we call hip hop is, then we done. We done, and it been done. And it's not like the dudes in my era that was coming up in hip hop, the rappers now. It's not like they're trying to change it. They still spitting the same lyrics. And you know what I mean by spitting the same lyrics. If you got bars, it's okay to be a lyricist and have bars, yo. But why does the street work gotta come with it and this and that? Yo, that's hip hop in the show. It doesn't have to be that. It wasn't always that in the first place. So let's not act stupid or be ignorant and act like. Come on, son. After the struggle, I'm gonna keep it real for y'all. Y'all are not struggling anymore. Y'all little so-called beefs that y'all having running around here clapping each other and stuff like that is stupid. You're just doing it because you still high off of fucking Grand Theft Auto. Let's not stop. Listen. Don't play with me in here. And now I'm talking to y'all little ones because you also need to get an ass whooping verbally too for me. Let me tell you something right now. Just because you got a gun, that don't mean you gotta go bust it. You don't even fucking know who your enemy is. Shut the fuck up if you talking about it's that other street. Shut the fuck up. Seriously, shut up. You can't even come in a conversation with me saying some dumb shit like that. Somebody that look like you got beef with you just because they live on the other street. Shut your dumb ass up. Dumb ass up. Tell the real reason. You saw something, or you watched something, or you was influenced by something. Stop being stupid. Stop being stupid, youngins. We not playing this game. You gonna tell the truth. Or you heard a song that made you feel away and you got up and you went in the mirror, started rapping them lyrics, and after you spit them lyrics, you really thought that was you. So you felt like you could go out there and catch a body. Just because you caught a body, that don't make you gangster. Make you the dumbest ass in the world. Stop playing out here, yo. Not because I'm pissed. I am pissed now with this dumb shit now. You don't see what's happening to y'all, you little niggas out here? They are willingly allowing you to kill off each other. They are letting it happen. Not because you ain't got no beef with nobody, yo. Just because somebody ain't look at you the right way. So what? Move away from their space, then they not looking at you no more. Why do you have to make it a thing? Why do you have to make it a thing? I had to unlearn that myself. If someone is looking at me, I just turn about, how you doing? And it makes them uncomfortable. It's now you staring at me, how you doing, bro? Alright? Now they know who I am by my energy when I did that. But you dumbasses. Now let me go and instant tweet something real quick. You know what I mean? And get somebody hyped up so when I step outside, you know what I'm saying? I could get the bussing. Or somebody gonna end up busting me. Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. Y'all a bunch of y'all a bunch of you know what I wanna say. That's what y'all are. That's exactly what y'all are. Y'all a bunch of bees. Y'all are. Let me tell you why. Because only a stupid bee would do some dumb shit like that. You see something that was tweeted and you ain't like from somebody down the street, so now you gotta go ahead and address that. You sound like these dumbass rappers that I came up with. Yeah, I said it. Say whatever you want. It is the truth. If you and this is another dumb thing y'all have to stop doing. Stop listening to these dudes older than you. As a man, you have to as a man. You're not even a man. You're not even a man. Because you didn't have a man to show you how to be a man, and you're going to these young ones to tell them as a man. You're not. Shut the. Yo, I'm getting on everybody. I'm telling you right now. You did an injustice to yourself or your community. I'm getting on you right now. Because you can't even help a community if you ain't even fixing up the household. Don't let me start on them niggas. Don't let me start on these niggas right here. Don't let me start on these niggas right here. I'll do it. I'll do it. This is the whole situation that I was explaining. And I had a conversation with one of my brothers. And it was a beautiful conversation. Because I ain't seen my brother in a minute. And we thought we had an issue with each other, and that was my fault. Listen, let me tell you something. Something is my fault. I let him know it was my fault because I didn't reach out to say that it wasn't. And sometimes when you do that, sometimes when you distance yourself for no reason, even if you're taking time for yourself, let it be known to the people that love you. Let that shit be known. Because if you just do it abruptly, then they're gonna assume that something is wrong, and they should assume that something is wrong because they've been trying to reach out and you haven't said anything. So they're rightfully willing to feel so. So if nothing is going wrong and you just need to take some time because you're overwhelmed with life, just reach out to them and let them know I'm a little overwhelmed with life, but I'm gonna get at you. That is a real thing. Listen, one fellas, don't hold grudges. That's stupid. That's weak. That's weak. You have guns and you still don't know how to use them. And I know y'all sitting there, what are you talking about? I don't know how to use a gun, son. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know how to use a gun. Yeah, I said it. You don't know how to use a gun, son. You know why you don't know how to use a gun? Because you're killing the wrong things. You don't kill your neighborhood. You don't remove your neighborhood. You're an idiot. You know what happens when you remove your neighborhood? Gentrification. You know what happens when gentrification comes? More crime. You know why? Because now you upset that you can't get what you supposed to get because you've been living there the whole time, but now they gentrified it and the people who not from there getting it. So now you mad, so now you want to stick up and rob. But who fault was that? Not the origin of the fault. I'm not talking about the origin of the fault. So y'all don't come at me. Y'all don't come at me. We all know exactly what I am speaking about. Let's not get sidetracked. Back to what you'll do. I'm ADD already, like literally, I am. I don't say it just to say it, I am. You can tell by how I do these shows. But when I said the music was like that, I said it for how long? No one said anything. A couple people from the Caribbean, my brothers and sisters, they put a stamp on it. They was like, facts, you right. And da da da. They said more than that, but just to sum it up, they was like, facts, no doubt. Then time passed. and I start hearing reggae artists talking about they bigging up the LBGT community here and the LBGT community here and da, da, da. Let me tell y'all something about LBGT, because I had a conversation with an actual gay person who is not a member of the LBGT because he feels like it is a cult, and what it's doing, not my words, and what it's doing is it's allowing this man, let me tell you, the government board, it is allowing these pedophiles to use the LBGT name in order for them to continue to do the disgusting things they're doing with these children. When he told me that, I was like, oh, you get a bad rep too? That's the slightest beginning of you knowing how it feels to be us. The slightest beginning. Because that's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening because it was allowed in the first place, and that was the purpose. The purpose was to make you seem like you had a platform, a leg to stand on, when in actuality what we was trying to do was make you look bad in the first place. We did it with black people, we did it with Hispanic people, we did it with Latin people, we did it with Europeans coming in, we did it with Middle Easterns coming in, we did it with Asians coming in, and outside of black people, let me talk to you other races, because clearly, even white people, let me address you real quick, because clearly you don't realize what's going on. You're a slave as well. I am sorry to admit it. Stop acting like you got this white privilege. Stop. First of all, your white privilege card been ran out. I don't know if you noticed it. That shit been ran out since 2012. Hey, shut up. Shut up. Cut it out. Cut it out. Honey? Honey, stop it. Don't let me get up. Your white privilege card been ran out since 2012. And it probably ended before that. No, not when y'all started sleeping with black men and white women with black men and black women with white men. No, no, no. That shit been going on. No, I'm talking about the way you've been acting. And this is how you know. Once you start being called Karen, like that is like nigga to y'all. Once you start getting all types of different names and stuff, you know you didn't matter in the first place. And your own government did that to you, and that was by design. You sat here the whole entire time thinking you were better than people. You were not. COVID showed you that shit. And now that you realize you were not, now you want to pretend and come around and act like you didn't with us in the first place. Excuse me, not didn't fuck with us in the first place. You want to act like you messed with us in the first place when you didn't. Because I'm going to be honest, when COVID came out, people showed their true colors a lot. People really showed their true colors a lot. They did. They did. And the first thing I said was, when this thing locked down and whatever end, I said, when this thing ends, it's going to be hard for people to pretend how they were acting before. I was the only one out there when things shut down. Well, I wasn't the only one out there when I'm not saying it like that. Y'all know what I mean. I'm not saying it like, but because the job I had, it was driving, consists of driving. You know what I'm saying? I was an independent contractor. I was out there in the thick of it. In the thick of it. Ask me what I do. I ain't do what y'all did. I didn't get not one shot. Nah, dog. Nah, dog. I ain't eat from nobody. I ain't do none of that shit. I ain't do none of that shit. You know why I ain't do it? I ain't do none of that shit. You know why I didn't do it? Honey, cut it out. Mimi, put in that. Put her in the thing. Put her over there in the. So, I ain't do none of that. I did Nathan of that. Nathan. But I sat and I watched and observed. And I saw how you parents changed, and I watched how you children changed. I did. The children became the adults. The adults damn sure became the children. 100%. Y'all do more whining and complaining than a baby. You could get mad at me all day. You can get mad at me all day. But this is what it is, and this is where we are. I'm not joking. This is where we are right now. I said, all right, now that they starting to talk about the influence of the reggae music and how they flopping and how they doing some nasty, disgusting thing, now we could get to the heart and greed of it, right? Right? That's what I'm saying. I am disgusted by my Caribbean family. Y'all really think that when kids see y'all, we don't know what's going on when we're children? You think we don't? We've always known what was going on. We just pretended around y'all while you thought you was pretending around us. This is why you must always be honest with your children. Like me. Be like Uncle Andy. Yes? We come in, and our main agenda is your children. It has always been about, guys, you know me. If you follow me on all my posts and all my TikTok, that's all I say. You don't care about the children, and this was all about getting to our children. Something is wrong with you if you cannot stop and look at yourself and see how disgusting that is. If you cannot see how disgusting it is for you to want children around you 24 sevens, that in itself is sad. You are sad. This whole government is sad. This whole government to me is about, you have mommy and daddy issues. That's why the laws are the way they are. That's why I titled this specific show the way I did. Because that's what it's about. I am going to learn you today. I told y'all already that's exactly what this was all about. If you have been following me for a long time, or a minute, or whatever, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I do not care because I am not here for the attention or the clout, but I respect you guys' opinion, and I also respect that the fact you took the time to even come on here, which is why I keep doing this. Yup. So, this is sad, yo. This shit is so sad. These kids can't rely on and count on us for anything. Do y'all really? I need y'all to really dig deep and understand that. They can't come to us for anything. They can't talk to us about nothing. They can't talk to us about anything, any single thing on this planet Earth. They cannot trust us. They cannot rely on us to love them and guide them right. Look at what y'all doing to these children. We have people purposely, we have men and women purposely. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to do that. You want to come for me? Come for me. There's women out here purposely that want to have children just so they, when the child is born, they leave it at the father's doorstep just so they can continue partying and then repeat the cycle. I know somebody doing that. We are hurting each other. We are hurting each other. I had to check on something real quick. Really hurting each other. Like, there's no love, there's no respect. The parents are scared of their children. Let me tell you, youngin, something. Before I go in, let me tell you, youngin, something. All right? If you in your 20s and you live at home, I'm going to keep it real for you and you're going to be upset with me. But let me tell you why you shouldn't be upset first. Not first. I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't be upset after. But let me tell you something. If you're in your 20s and you at home with your parents, shut the fuck up. You don't know shit. Anybody in their 20s that listen to me, you don't know anything. You think you know. What you feeling is that passion and that drive, and that's great. You must always listen to me. Keep that part of you that feels like you know everything and keep that passion. But when it comes to your parents and people older than you who already went through your ages, you need to humble yourself. And that was told to me. That was recently told to me by an elder that I respect so much. You understand what I'm saying? That was just told to me the other day. Because even in my age, I caught myself feeling like I had all the answers and I knew it all. And I was like, whatever. And I was being real ego-ish. Going into the persona, the wrong persona of myself, like I was telling you guys on the last show. And I was disrespecting my own self. I wasn't disrespecting the elder. You know why? Because he already knew his place and where he was at. So I disrespected myself. But you know what he did? He had to come back to me. And he said, if I left you like that, and I'm just paraphrasing, but it's the same thing. If I left you like that, I wouldn't be doing you a good service. You under dig? If you are in your 20s and you live with your parents, if you're in your 30s and you live with your parents, if you're in your 40s and you live with your parents, shut the fuck up. You shouldn't be in your first of all, you shouldn't be in your 30s, 40s, and 50s living with your parents unless you're taking care of them. But don't use the excuse that you're taking care of them to stay up in their house and you're not doing a damn thing for them or yourself. Y'all youngers in y'all 20s and y'all college age, you feel like because you had an experience in college or not in college, or you around your friends or whatever you watching or whoever you hanging around or whatever influence that you are having, whatever shorty you around, and you feel like because as a man, you feel like because you got some, you feel like you know it all now and you big man. You not, because you still in the same predicament that you in. You have no prospects, you have no job, you don't even have a life. You know why? Because your life is still at home with your parents or parent. To disrespect one of your parents while you still are in the process of growing your own brain, that you're destroying your own self. Because remember, you were created. You didn't create yourself. You were created. Yes, you chose your parents. You chose that vessel to come through here. You chose it. But you didn't create yourself. You did not. Your creator is in your face all the time. And to disrespect that is disrespecting yourself. You need to understand that. You know why you're disrespecting yourself? Because you are a representation of the people who created you. So every time you are seen, they are looking at what your parents did. And they automatically know from how the child acts that the parent did not or did raise them properly. And usually how y'all act, every adult knows that the parent did all of their best. I'm talking about nowadays. Wait, I didn't say all parents. I did not say all parents. I said from the way the child acts, adults know. We, you don't act like that when you're at home. I know your parent. You definitely not doing that. Oh, you think you're slick. You trying to get away with that. Here's the issue. Nowadays, y'all kids, y'all have too many outlets and you use excuses on depression and mental illness as a crutch. And the real people with mental illness and the ones that really have depression, they're ignored. Just because you want everything your own way, that does not mean you have depression. That doesn't make you a victim. I am sorry. Just because things aren't going your way doesn't mean it's a breakdown of everything. Nothing is always supposed to go your way. Everything is not supposed to go your way because if it was, then you wouldn't be in the position you are in. Get it through your head. Whatever you're going through, you're supposed to go through because you put yourself in that predicament. Stop dwelling on the past because the past had nothing to do with you in the first place. And I'm talking about y'all who are y'all in y'all 20s. Whatever happened in the past, you were a child. And what you must understand when two adults cannot coexist in the same space, they have to give each other room and they have to, or else it damages them. If it damages them, they will be no good to you. Why would you want that? Why would you want to force two people who are at friction with each other to stay with each other when it's hurting them? Then in turn, you won't receive the love and attention that you are supposed to receive. Because when a child is born from two people, it is no longer about those two people, it is about the child. If someone is taking their time to care and reach out to you, don't be a dumbass. Y'all bugging. Let me tell you something, son. My mother raised five of us, B. By herself. You know what she ain't never do? She ain't never told us we had to be by ourselves. You don't need this and that. And so she said when you have a woman, as a man, a growing man, you need to already know how to do these things. This is how you wash this is how you cook this is how you clean this is how you prepare this is how you show love here, this is how you show love there, this is how you gotta do this is how you gotta do. Bam! No, she is not a man. But she knew her father because her father was always in her life. And just by that alone, she put into me what she could and she made grandpa do the rest. Shout out my grandfather, Leroy Palmer. And all the lessons that I got from him, I applied it to myself. You don't know it all. You do not know it all, my dude, my sis. Y'all don't know it all. Just because you out there with your friends or you might be drinking and smoking and all that, do your thing, whatever. You do your thing. Do your thing. You're not a child anymore. Do your thing. It's all right. But when you feel like you more bigger than your parents, that's when you're going to get shown outside. If you really don't be naive, because a fire could be brewing. If you think your parents won't get fed up enough to toss your ass outside, then what you gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna stay by your friends. That only works for a few weeks at a time till they get tired of your ass. Then you really have to be out there on your own. You wanna run away? You wanna move away? Moving away and running away does not eliminate the problems that you have with yourself. You will still face those same issues because the problem is not them, the problem is you. What? Do this all day, every day. That. Hold on, y'all. What's that? Okay, don't want to do that. Yeah. So that's the whole. It's that's not the gist of it, but that's just the piece of it. A lot of these kids out here nowadays, I'm talking about now this generation. Oh, we tell them something. Oh, that was in your day. My day never left. Well, you think because it's cell phones? My day ain't never left, dude. My day ain't never left. And my elders before me, their day ain't never left. It's the same shit. Shit repeats it. It's the same shit. There is no day. Stop acting like because y'all got phones and all these extra shit. Shit, back then they had phones. I don't know if y'all seen the pictures then. They had phones too. There's nothing new under the sun. Stop getting hyped like you don't know shit. Because y'all fucking and laying down and all of that shit. And you think you're a big man and a big woman now? You think you know something? You think you know something? You don't know shit. You don't know shit. Go through life. Them little stupid squabbles you have with each other is nothing. That's not drama. It's stupidity. That's kid shit. Half of y'all won't even admit when you're in your early 20s, you still a kid. Look at the stuff you react to. Calm yourself down and humble yourself. Learn to address yourself before you address your parents in a like fashion. You bugging. Y'all take it for granted. Because you upset. You got testosterone. All these emotions and things going through you. You're tight right now. It's okay. You ain't tight at them. You tight at yourself. Stop using things that happened in the past and trying to throw it in their face. Stop doing that shit. You know why? Let me tell you something what happens. When you try to throw that shit in their face, you know what happens? Nothing, because you can't return the time. It still happened. It still happened. But if something is bothering you, then you should express what is bothering you. If your pain never left from the past, it's okay to say that. But to carry it on and use it for every single thing that you did wrong as an excuse, you prove you're immature. You're a child. You don't belong in that real world yet. You're not ready for that real world yet. Because let me tell you something. You're going to get a lot of disappointment before you get positive. You're going to get a lot of disappointments before you get appointments. That's what I really wanted to say. I'm serious. You're going to get a lot of disappointments before you get appointments. So what you should do is humble yourself. You don't got to listen to me. And in fact, I'm going to be honest with you. I do not care. Because you youngins are in your 20s now. You have the right to make any decision you want to make. But just remember this. That's your decision. Not mine. That was yours. And stick with that. You could be gun-ho all you want. That's your prerogative. That is your prerogative. But don't take it out on your parents. If your parents weren't deadbeat parents and they provided for you, shut the fuck up. But if they were never there, well then you can't really respect them or disrespect them because they're not there. I'm talking about the ones who got their parents around, who ain't never been in shit. Y'all don't know about street life for real. Y'all youngins who's not from the street, y'all out here in VA and Burke and Spring, stop that shit, man. Stop that shit. Maryland and all of that. Stop. Y'all ain't never been to B-Mall? Y'all ain't never been in Brooklyn? Real Brooklyn? Y'all ain't never been to Florida? The real Florida? In the hood? I've been there. I got family there. Y'all been to Cali? I've been to Inglewood, son. I have. Like, y'all ain't never seen Dad. Y'all ain't really never seen that, but you want to portray whatever you see. Let me tell you something. There is people out there who will check you on your attitude to see what you gonna do. And when they approach you, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they approach you? Don't act like you gonna swing on them. You not. You know why you not? Because they gonna have a mans with them. What you gonna do then when you can't go nowhere? When you're in an environment that's not yours and you can't control it? Slow down, youngins. Slow down. You know how I feel to be in a room full of goons, like real goons, and they don't care about shit. You know how that feel? No, you don't. You don't. I know how I feel, because I be comfortable. That's how you know who's really lived in the hood and who don't. And I'm not glorifying living in the hood. I am telling you, that is that's how we survived. Because those were the things that were going. You're not part of that life. That is not something to glorify. Your parents went through that. You have no idea what your parents did. You only know what they tell you. Y'all only know what we tell Uno. You take his joke, I make it? Now I'm about to, we're going to take a quick break real quick. And I am going to come back and start on this lesson. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Let me see how much charge I got. Well, I got all right, y'all. So, let me get into this lesson real quick. So, like I was saying before, when we dealt with the per and persona, all right, we explained it that sana means sound, okay? Sana means sound. The word persona literally refers to the vehicle through which sound comes through. Per means through. P-E-R means through. Sana means sound. And remember last time I said, whatever sana you are projecting, okay? You, the vehicle, that's what it's going through. You are the vehicle that sound comes through, my dude. You feel me? So, when you project yourself in a rusty, dusty ass vehicle, coming at your own family, coming and preying on these children, you disgusting piece of shit. You are distributing a negative, dangerous, like despicable persona. You need to, oh man, like, Let me just keep going. Ooh. To refer to ourselves as vehicles through which sounds are coming through, or enablers of sounds, is a quaint way, to say the least, of speaking unless a deep meaning is hidden. The meaning begins to take shape when we tie the word into its related form, personality. Yet the matter becomes more complex. The word states that the essence of each personality type is a sound, and that the various personalities differ in the sounds that produce them, and that they in turn manifest. Hold on. The word sana, sound, is just a shortened way of referring to the messages or words that go into shaping and expressing each personality on one hand, and on the other, the words used by the personality, the neteru, or the archangel, to shape the effects in the world. Did you hear me? Hold on, let me keep going. All of this will become clear and grow exceedingly once the truth about words that we commonly use to explain who and what we are and what is going on in our lives are known and understood. I've always said it was the wordplay. The words you use carry frequency. Youngins, listen to me, yo. You ain't got to follow me, but listen to me. The words you use carry frequency. So when you be like, man, fuck that nigga, that frequency carried by a feeling is dangerous. It's like you already killed him before you actually did something physical to him or her. From what y'all doing nowadays. Yo, y'all get... Well, let me tell you something. Moving on. All of this... No, I went there. We can get a glimpse of where things will be going when we understand that the source of what psychologists call personality is what the ancient Egyptians call neter. Neter is nature. Did you know that? I don't know. The Western tradition, an archangel or a demigod or god, a deity, and what the Yoruba of Nigeria will call Orisha, what the Hindus will call Diva or Vidya, and so on. Again, I'm going to read this again. We get a glimpse of where things will be going when we understand that the source of what psychologists call a personality, what they call a personality, you know what that is? That is what we called in Kemet nectar, and what the Western traditions called it an archangel. Your personality is an archangel or a demigod or a god or a deity, or what the Yoruba in Nigeria will call Orisha, or what the Hindus will call Diva or Vidya, and so on. Are you feeling me right now? Stop playing. What are you? Are you still struggling, younging, to find out what you are? I told you. If so many of the elders didn't repeat it so many times and beat it in here, you are. You are. You are the God. You are the Spirit. You are the Creator. You are the creation. That's you. Stop looking out there for a personality that's not yours. You're just conflicting your own shit. Let's move on. A major component of the religion of Kemet was based on the cultivation of the ability to awaken and utilize the powers of the personalities, deities, or archangels within one spirit. The heavenly part of being is the one spirit, the person's spirit. I'll repeat that again because I don't think y'all got it. A major component of the religion of Kemet was based on the cultivation of the ability to awaken and utilize the powers of the personalities, deities, archangel within one spirit, the heavenly part of being. What don't you understand now? Still gonna get up on YouTube and Instagram and search for the answer. Let me go on this Shine Show and search for the answer. The answer has always been you. The answer, well, how is the answer me? You are the space. Y'all musicians, y'all rappers, R&B singers, entertainers, all the, I want y'all to hear me clearly. Do not allow Hollywood or the music industry to call you a star. You've always been a star. Where the fuck you think you come from? You're from the cosmos already. How you think you get down here? How you think you get down here? You made the choice from up there to pick which parent you had, okay? And you came through that vessel. You are the star. Don't allow somebody to call you a star. You should know it. Let's move on. They were not worshipped. And this, it must be understood, was the source of the genius that characterized the, listen to me now, the accomplishments of that great civilization. This is easy to understand once each personality type is seen to be associated to a specific talent, martial personality, to athletics, competition, entrepreneurship, combat, and etc. The artistic to the arts, romance, social interaction, and so on. More important than worldly talents that are associated with each personality, where the divine message that can be intuited from them and their power to influence and control physical events, in other words, to accomplish goals through the power of miracle. Y'all don't know about the words of power, but I just broke down to y'all the words that you use is a specific frequency that you're sending out there. So believe if you want. This is not about belief. This is fact. Do or don't do. Like Yoda said, there is no try. You're out there all day. Listen to me, all day out there. You're like, how you doing? Good day, everybody. Have a good day. Not one part of that day did you have anything negative to say or think about anyone throughout that entire day. And that whole day, nothing but good happened to you. The minute that changes, peace, 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 peace. The minute that changes, you outside it, I'm not a morning person, man. I don't feel like me no new niggas, man. And now your day is just fucked up. You just brung that energy on it. You just fucked up your own day. Your own day because of what? Because of what? Nothing really is bothering you. You are choosing to bring something upon yourself so you can feel like a victim, so you can feel pitied, so everybody can just focus all their attention on you. That's narcissism. Although in this book is self-explanatory, we must keep in mind that it is an expose of Kemetic religion which encompassed a period of over 3,000 years. Okay? Understand that. Way over. Now we're going on to self-knowledge. Because for some reason, we use this word self-taught, self-teach. You got to have the knowledge. But you can't even sit there and explain to me what knowledge is. And don't go into the dictionary. You, my sister, you, my brother, you should already know and hear what knowledge is, what true knowledge is. I am not talking about school. You see, you still missing it. Here we go. We can all agree that understanding ourselves plays a major role in our ability to succeed in life. Yes? Yes? The process of arriving at the understanding of ourselves involves answering such questions as, who is God? Who is man? What kind of being is man? What are angels? What is the purpose of life on earth? And why was the world created? What is God's plan in creating the earth and man? What is spirituality? And so many more questions. Yes, we can all admit that, right? Since in Kemetic spiritual tradition, man is made in the likeness of God. Okay? We will begin the knowledge of God's being. So to understand God's being, here we go again. And this is where you really understand, know thyself. To go into the knowledge of God's being, then you have to actually know thyself. Now you know what that phrase means. The totality of God's being is constituted of an indivisible, eternal, and infinite expanse of two indivisible components. In other words, the two are different in their functions, yet they are inseparable parts of one whole. Right? Okay. This duality sets up a dual composition for all units in the world to be, just hear me out. We must begin at this point to take note of the need for a new nomenclature. If y'all know what the word nomenclature means, then all right, y'all rolling with me. Okay, good. Every scientific or philosophic disciple has a need for a very concise set of terms for itself. The failure of most writers on spiritual matters to take care of this requirement is their chief reason for the confusion that reigns in their minds and in their minds of their readers. And let me tell you why they do that shit. Because everybody that feels like they sat down and heard something for 5 minutes or watched something for 5 minutes or just was sitting down in a water cooler conversation felt like they had the knowledge or they was king and queen of every goddamn knowledge. So now let me come and tell you about my stones. Let me tell you about my soaps. Let me tell you about my spirit rods. Let me tell you about my little pyramid. Let me tell you about the uncle. Everybody's a teacher now. Everybody's a teacher. You ain't get that shit? Everybody's a teacher. Every single last one of us now is a teacher. Everybody want to teach. Apply nothing to yourself. Don't live no experience. You're not even... See, when you don't take care of in-house, how the fuck you gonna teach somebody else? Now, you just want attention. You just want clout. So you confuse the knowledge to your own liking. Because you know why you do that? Because it's narcissism. That's the persona you chose to roll with. And I already explained persona. Per means the vehicle. Sana means sound. So you chose that persona to come through you to give that confusion to someone else, and you didn't even apply it to yourself. You just was so craved to go out there and feel like you had some type of knowledge that you didn't practice. You didn't learn. Man, y'all be pissing me off sometimes, you know. So here you go now. When you understand what God's being is, look, I ain't even got to read it. It's the self equals the identity, then God's being, then the not self and the non-identity. Your not self is your lower self. Your not self is your lower self. Your bottom feeder. Your negative. Your demon. Your devil. Okay? Your Lucifer. That is your bottom. You guys keep going to these buildings and you're looking for some type of thing. Yo, y'all even looking in the skies for fake UFOs. Y'all know the government making them damn UFOs. So just relax and say, hold on. Hold on, y'all. My son napping it up. Yeah. You already know. They're creating that. But you looking so much up here, you don't even notice what's going on right in front of you. They snatching everything up right around you. You're not looking at yourself. You're looking for answers and answers, and who's going to tell me the answer? The answer is you. God damn, I'm going to keep saying this every time I do my show. The answer is you. You really need to understand that. You are the key. You are the key. You're the door. You're the puzzle. It's you. You don't need to follow anybody. You don't need to search for any more guiding light because you are the light. The light is you. You are the true Illuminati. You are the real holder of the light. And you have always been persecuted, and you have been always chased after. You have always been the one that they want to kill. It's us. When do you get that? But you know, let me show you something. When we get caught up in these corporations, in these entertainment shits, and then we want to do all other things, you know why? It's not because of the money. It's not because someone came to us with money that we decided to sell out. It wasn't that. It was because people came around us with false kindness. Because you know how they say, don't take kindness for weakness? Oh, we did that shit. Not only did we take it as a weakness, we thought that the kindness that was given to us was actually real. So we felt like we could be nicer to people who didn't look like us because of the fake kindness. So it's easy for us to sell out then. And when I say sell out, I'm not saying your people, because remember I said, you got to take care of home before you could take care of anybody else. You sold out yourself. And that is the worst thing. You should feel that. And I'm not putting that on you. It's okay to get your money. It is always okay to get your money. It's what you do with it. You ain't got to give me shit. Take care of in-home. In-home is the community. In-home is the neighborhood. That's how you would know how to go further. My mother always said, yo, learn how to take care of yourself before you could take care of others. Learn how to do for yourself before you could do for others. And y'all are not doing for yourself. You're not, but you want to be a teacher. But you want to sell a product. But you want to do music and spread good love and message. Stop. We not doing that. You're not doing that. You know you're not doing that. Just like I said, like, if you're black and you're a lawyer, don't come around us, or a police officer, don't come around us and say, I want to go in there because I want to change the system. That is not your intention, so don't say that around us. Your intention is to get a good job and get benefits, and that's okay. That's okay. But don't lie to us. What you can do when you are in them positions, this is what you can do. Try to be the best person of yourself and not lose yourself. Because once you don't lose yourself, then you can help us better. Don't lose yourself. But don't lie to us. Don't lie to us, because that's a lie. What black person you know going to be a police officer and say, yeah, I'm going to change the system. I'm going to the military and I'm going to change the system. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to. They're not. You're not doing that. But it's okay. It's okay. You know why? I'm not looking for a goddamn savior, and you shouldn't be looking for none neither. I already told you. You are the answer. You are the key. It was always easy for me to go against the grain because I realized there wasn't no grain in the first goddamn place. I make my own path. I always had made my own path. Always. I don't care about the bumps in the road. You know why? I made those bumps. Every decision I made was mine, so I had to deal with the outcome. That's how you become acceptable. Accept everything you did. Hold yourself accountable for every single thing you do. That's how you move forward. I hold myself accountable for everything. I know everything I did, and I purposely did it because I knew how I wanted my life to be. I'm not hiding that shit. And you shouldn't either. The fuck? So, moving on. Now, the 5 fundamentals components of man beings. Now, everything that was said about God's self and of its not self is true for man. Again, everything about God's self and its not self is true for man. Man is a mankind is a micro replica of God. God and man are macro. Look, macrocosm, okay? And microcosm of spiritual literature. I'm going to repeat that for y'all because I don't think y'all really got that. Everything that was said about God's self and its not self is true for man, okay? Man is the micro replica of God. Again, we are the mother and father having a earthly experience. Do I have to go through that lesson again? If you're not going to hear this, you might want to leave my channel right now because you're not going to like it or agree with it. You have a mother and a father. That's how we came down here to this goddamn planet. The mother is in control of this planet. But exactly what we couldn't get along with up there, we had to come down here to go through the same thing. The same issues and problems that we have as men and women with each other is the same issue the father and the mother have with each other. Why would it be any different? They're literally going through the same thing. You know why? Because what we're doing is a repeat of their shit. It's a repeat of our parents, our original creators. That's something your Bible didn't tell you. Yeah. Get mad at me all you want. Get mad at me all you want. But it's facts, straight up. Why would you only have a father that brought you into this earth? Are you stupid? Are you still with the lies? I just told you, you are the answer and the key. So how wouldn't you know this? If a woman could know that she's sacred and she is the creation of all life here, then why wouldn't you believe you have a mother? The beef that they got going on, you see, it's a reflection of what's going on down here. Let's move on. So, man is a micro replica of God. God and man are macrocosm and microcosm of spiritual literature. So let's proceed to more expanded view of man's being. Man is composed of conscious and will, which makes up his and her identity or self. Let's do this again. Man is composed of consciousness and will, which makes up his and her identity or self, and the not self or energy matter principle, which is composed of the divine spirit, the mind, the life force, and the physical body. You want me to repeat it? Okay. A great deal has been said about these items over the past 4,000 years with little insight given as to their true nature and function. In order to establish the science of spirituality and to convey true insight into the subject, accurate terms and categories, descriptions and definitions must be established for the various components of reality and man's being. So you must understand the self. So you saw how the word self must be restricted to the elements that represent his and her identity. And that word is what? Being. The word is being. Being must be restricted to represent the totality of man's makeup. Those elements that represents his identity, i.e., his and her conscious intentions, as opposed to a part of being that acts outside of her and his volition without his knowledge or consent. The self is who and what we are, the focal point of consciousness and will. Declarations of intentions. We are not the spirit or spirit as most scholars wrongly believe. Neither are we the life force or the physical body as the majority of people in the world believe. Blew you, right? I didn't even get to the divine spirit yet. We'll deal with that We'll deal with that later. Do you see what the self is? Should I tell you what the self is again? Do you want to know what the being is? I it's you. No one said you had to look up in the clouds. No one said you had to get down on your knees. If you're getting down on your knees and you're prostrating to the creator, that is different. Of course. But don't only just do the creator, because everything that came down here on earth is a spirit. Those trees, those plants, those insects, those animals, the food on your plate. When you say grace, do you even thank the food? Do you thank the rice? Do you thank the greens? Those are spirits too. Colors are spirits. When you see green on a plant, when you see yellow on a flower and red, do you really appreciate it? Do you hug a tree? Do you walk outside barefoot into the ground? Do you really get into the earth? Do you do that? Do you do that? You don't have to do it on a daily basis, but do you do that? You don't interact with anything. You just stop at one source. When that one source created and gave everything life. Listen, everything life. That when you feel is a spirit. That rain that comes down in the spirit. Do you thank the rain? Do you thank the cold air when we get winter? No, we're so ungrateful. That's why I had to touch on earlier. I'm glad I touched on that with the children. I'm glad I touched on that with these so-called fake gay people who are really predators and they're hiding in the LBGT. Do you know there is trouble youths out there who have been violated? But let me tell you something. Whoever was violated out there, that doesn't mean you got to turn around and be with the same person that violated you, or the same thing that violated you, or the opposite thing that violated you. No, don't let somebody put that in your head. There's always a place for healing and growth. Always. There's always a place for healing and growth. Y'all got me fired up, yo. I didn't even want to be fired up today, yo. I didn't, yo. I didn't. Like, I really feel like I did a disservice today. I did, yo. I did, yo. It's just, this is ridiculous, yo. This is ridiculous. I'm literally on here repeating myself every time I come on here because I'm seeing the same shit. Every time I turn around, I'm seeing the same shit. There's an 11-year-old boy right now who they're looking for various crimes. 11. Y'all heard about the shit out here in the DMV where Shorty was 13 or 14 and she set up somebody on the school bus to get clapped. The little dudes came on the 14, little dudes came on the school bus, pointed the gun at Shorty's chest, but it didn't go off. It jammed. But they pulled the trigger like 4 times. 4 times? If it would have went off, y'all sit on here and you get on the news. Oh, they was a good person. They was They were not. I'm sorry, parents, to give you the harsh reality. I'm sorry. You want to get mad at me? You're going to have to bomb me. They were not good kids. They were running that goddamn street because you didn't tell them shit. You were sitting right there, getting drunk, getting high, doing a bunch of dumb shit, letting your child do whatever they wanted. And they was out here fucking up. You don't want to say it? I'ma say it. I'ma say it, because that's what they was doing. And the minute something happened to them, you don't take the responsibility and own up for your shit. I'm sorry, and I'm not talking about the good parents that actually lost a good child. You know who I'm talking about. They running the streets out here. All day, every day. On a madman, on a get me vexed right now, man. And you want to sit there, oh my God, he was such a beautiful soul. She was such a beautiful soul. Yeah, maybe, but in the streets, there was terrorizing the place. And you know that because you allowed it. You purposely said to yourself, I hate that motherfucker so much, but I'm keeping this baby. And all of that went inside that baby. All of that energy, all of that hatred, all of that resentment went inside to that baby. Not while he was born, but during consummation. That was happening. You had negative judgments and denials on the person you were sleeping with. You had doubts with the person you were sleeping with, and all that was in there. And that's what came out. Congratulations. Your child is your fault. Don't blame them kids. But don't sit up there and lie. Don't lie. You can be mad at me all you want. I'll say what you won't say. Goddamn water cool. Y'all don't know these kids. Let me tell you something. Y'all having these parents out here in these streets. Let me tell you, you don't know your kids. Let me tell you something. Every time I'm around these little dudes and these sisters out here, these young sisters out here, they love the shit I gotta tell them. You know why? They care. They actually feel good that somebody took the time to care about them, to put some type of discipline in them. They actually want that. You are stopping that. Because it's about chasing that nigga because you see he got a fly car or he got them sneakers on and all that extra nonsense bullshit. And he probably fronting anyway. You probably fronting anyway. Guys, I hope I did what I was supposed to do. When it's prayer time. It's prayer time. I hope whatever. I really feel like I did it. I did. Cause it's just too much going on out here, man. I literally don't know what else to say. It's bugging out here, man. We have to more than protect ourselves. You got a little niece. If you have children, or you got little nieces and nephews or something, now is the time to put them in some type of self-defense. Please stop taking this shit for granted, man. Stop taking this shit for granted. I told y'all I did the self-defense. Y'all can come to me for that. It's not a joke. Y'all can come to me for that. You can holler at me, yo. Word up. You can. It's serious. When are you going to take that serious? You see already people getting strapped up. Guys, as always, love y'all. You know what I'm saying? And Allah